wants to convince Turkey to stem the flow of refugees heading to Europe. A €3 billion financial aid has been mentioned during the last European summit. But Ankara immediately said it's not enough if Brussels wants its cooperation. Turkey also reminded more controversial issues like visa liberalisation and the relaunch of the EU's accession process. During the last EU summit in Brussels, the 28 leaders agreed on an action plan to help Turkey in order to avoid that the 2.2 million Syrian refugees will leave the country to join Europe. Ankara should also accept readmission of refugees and make efforts to integrate migrants by a better access to the job market. To reach an agreement with Ankara, European countries could be ready to provide a financial assistance up to €3 billion. But the Turkish Deputy Prime Minister Numan Kurtulmuş revealed that his country already spent more than $7 billion during the last 3 or 4 years to deal with the Syrian refugees. However, Pieter Cleppe from the think tank Open Europe believed that Turkey may inflating figures to gain more in return.
They claim it's not enough. The figures are very unclear because Erdogan has been citing the figure of 7 billion. But then, on the other hand, Turkey is not giving much to these refugees, so why is it actually so expensive? So it looks like Turkey is just trying to extract as much money as possible. Obviously, the more money you pay Turkey, the more willing it will be to actually guard its borders.
But for the socialist European lawmaker, more financial aid would be fair regarding the amount of refugees in Turkey.
This €3 billion has not been agreed yet, nor by the Commission nor by the Council. But I think what some people say, if you look at 2.2 million refugees in Turkey, it's obvious that we will have to help them also financially.
Turkey will also be ready to readmit migrants sent back by the European Union in exchange of a progress on a visa liberalisation for Turkish citizens. Whereas the leaders didn't agree on details on this issue, the European Commission reminded this week this visa liberalisation, if it happens, will be done in several steps.
The aim would be to start with business people, to build trust in the system, and then to expand to other categories of travellers.
During her visit in Ankara, German Chancellor Angela Merkel said Germany could help accelerating the visa-free access process, but also the Turkish EU accession talks. Merkel is also under growing pressure, particularly from senior members of her Bavarian coalition partner CSU, who argue that she is making too many concessions to Erdogan before the general elections in Turkey on November 1st.
I don't think it was good timing of her visit to go to Turkey 2 weeks before the elections. And it's true, Merkel has never believed in an accession of Turkey. Look, I'm not against intensifying our dialogue with Turkey on human rights, on press freedom. We can do this, but let's not link this to the discussions we are having on how to deal with the refugees.
Opening negotiations chapters regarding Turkey's EU accession would be hard to achieve, as any opening of new chapter will need the approval of the 28 EU leaders. So far, only Chapter 17 on economic and monetary policy could be the easiest to be opened. However, others concerning justice, fundamental rights, foreign security and energy would be far more controversial.